Just wanted to show you a little clip of Bug. You can see him shaking. He does not like car rides or going new places, very anxious. So I'm going to go through the steps of how we work through that, but the main one being to teach him how to lay down in the car. Down. Tap e-collar. You give him a second. It's very important. Don't rush this. Down. Little guidance along with another tap. I'm going to do a tap and hold. Pressure on leash or on e-collar. Low level e-collar is, and 9's kind of pushing it, but he's very stressed out. Holding down the button, it's like the same thing as doing pressure with the leash. It can help calm them. Now I'm gonna fully open it. I can't have him blowing out, so I'm just taking it nice and slow. No. No. He's kind of sitting on the leash. I'm just gonna pull it out. He'll probably pop up. It's all right. Jeez, buddy. Wrapped yourself up a bit. Hey, no. He's pushing forward. Now, no. Now I try to take one step back. That's it. There, oh, see, he's lifted his head up. That's good. One step back and pause. I almost accidentally pulled the leash. If I had pulled the leash a little and he had popped out, no big deal. We would just turn around and he'd go right back in. It's not like he gets in huge trouble. He's not reacting aggressively. He's just very anxious. So I'm mostly, like 90% of what I do is going to be considerate guidance. Another no. All right, well, it was worth a shot. I tried to block him. Let's go. Hup. I missed it. So the problem is, it's almost like why stay is hard for dogs. They see you take a step back, and they're so chomping at the bit. Ignore that right there. I need to donate that. They're so chomping at the bit to push forward, like to go, that they take that step back as the cue to go. And they can't when it comes to thresholds. They always have to wait for the verbal. So that's why you can't be here, pick up the leash, turn, no, turn and go. Because the dog is chomping at the bit to go. You have to provide clarity to the dog. How do you do that? One step back, pause. One step back, pause. Let him look out of an open door without you blocking it. Let's go. Nice and easy. Look how much calmer that is. So this is what I really like to do. A little pressure for sit. We're in the shade. So the ground is not hot today. Just FYI. Ooh, he's struggling. So I'm going to tap e-collar as well as do pressure. My goodness. Okay. So this is what I've been dealing with. This is our third time, and this is why I wanted to show you this. He is great at his SIT, but the car ride, if I had walked down here, this is a local park, if I had walked down here, there we go, finally sat, good job. If we had walked down here, none of these issues. It's the fact it's a car ride, we're parking, we're getting out. So I have to work him now through this anxiety. It's so important. Anyway, if he had bolted out, we would have turned around, gone back in. You pattern this until you get a calm walkout. We'll just do it again. Up, place. Good boy. Sit. You want to take each step until you see what you want to see, or at least improvement, before you go to the next step. Down. That's crucial. So his family goes camping. So this is going to be, so they're going to have to like work in 30 minutes of work every time they stop. At their destination, and at least 10 minutes for every rest area stop for the dog. No joke. It's so crucial because he struggles with this. And this kind of anxiety and lack of impulse control leads to the aggression. So I had my foot here. I'm moving it back so he looks out an open door and does not fly through it. And then I very calmly, let's go. Nice. Now let's see if I can get a sit when I ask for it. Sit. Much better. Good job. See, just doing that one more time. And think about how many pauses I took because I was talking to you guys. So we always pause. See that? Hopping up. Sit. Good. I I closed the door, so he hopped up. He hears kids screaming, hopped up. So anyway, all these pauses I'm taking, I don't move forward another step until he chills out. As soon as you get out of the car, you need to work your dog. This is super important. Parking lot's quiet. Normally, I wouldn't say do a parking lot. Find a sidewalk ASAP. And you need to be able to do move when I move, stop when I stop, preferably without needing a lot of tool work. So I'm tapping e-collar and turning. You could do this with a leash, whatever you normally do. And then I need an auto sit. That's what I'm working on. But at least get move when I move, stop when I stop, if your dog hasn't been trained to auto sit next to you. So the point is to make sure he's focused on me, and then to look for a moment to build some leverage. So that stop you just saw me do, I was at double the levels I'm usually at on e-collar. So instead of a 6, I was at probably a 15. Then I sped up right there and then did a sudden stop and tapped e-collar if he didn't stop with me. So what I'm doing is I'm looking for moments to build leverage to make sure he's in tune with me. So 90% of what I'm doing is considerate. That's to get him to not be so concerned about the vehicle. That little leash tension right there. And then I'm moving into him to get him to pay attention to my body language. So the dog is on the outside. The dog is on the inside. We do a sudden stop and sit. We speed up and do a sudden stop. All of these little things, I am 90% low level considerate, and then I find a moment to just ramp that up a bit and be more demanding about my expectations and get him in a groove with me, focused on me before we move on. That's so important. These are the steps that get missed when people take their dogs somewhere new, even getting out of their vehicle to go to dinner or something. If there's any anxiety in the dog or any overexcitement, this is crucial to do right away. And then if something happens, like your dog gets barked at, they get anxious all over again, you do this engagement work again. So again, I am just playing around until this comes easy to him before we move on. Let's go. Here is us at a brand new park. That was actually 50% the speed of the first one I didn't get on video. And I was like, whoa, we got to go back in and do this again. And so it's just another example of us doing this over and over and over again until he exits the vehicle more calmly. He was very amped up being here, very stressed. And so this is part of the process. And then I was not able to work in this type of parking area, but there was a sidewalk nearby and we worked it first.